the poet of the East. He's also known as the Allama. He's known as doctor. He's known as sir. He's even known as a qalandar. Iqbal is known as Hakim al-Ummah, the doctor of the Ummah. These are many alqabat, many titles that have been given to him. Iqbal rahimahullah ta'ala is truly what you would understand as a mu'min, a true Muslim, a true ashik of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. For me, this is beautiful because I have the honor to speak about an ashik of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He's a lover of the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He's somebody who was a lover of Quran. He was a lover of the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and he believed in Islam. He believed in its entirety Islam, and he believed it was workable. He believed that there was nothing outside of Islam that was possible. There was nothing outside of Islam that was possible for humankind or the human race to be a part of or to work with. There was nothing else out of Islam that somebody could work with. You're only confined in Islam, and inside Islam is freedom. This is why people came to Iqbal and said, Iqbal, this share over here, this couplet doesn't fit on the awzan and the wazn of poetry of the Urdu language. Iqbal would get angry. Iqbal would say, do you think I'm a poet? I have a lot to say. I have oceans inside me, and I've used the medium of the Urdu poetry. I've used the medium of poetry to get that message across. I don't have a lot of time. I've got a lot to say and very little time. So Iqbal rahimahullah ta'ala used this medium of poetry to propagate the beliefs that were most dear to him, rahimahullah ta'ala. A few ash'ar just to begin just to start off, inshallah, about what Iqbal is, yes? A few ash'ar and a few couplets of Iqbal rahimahullah ta'ala to get the feel of who this man is. Iqbal says, Bazu tera tawheed ki quwwat se kavi hai. Bazu tera, your arm, O Muslim, your arm is strong with the strength of tawheed. Desh tera Islam hai, tu Mustafawi hai. Your land is Islam and you are Mustafawi, you are Muhammadan. This is Iqbal rahimahullah ta'ala. Har lehza-e mu'min ki nayi aan nayi shan. Every coming moment of a believer is a new state for him. It's a nayi aan nayi shan. It's progression for the believer. Guftar mein kirdar mein Allah ki burhan. In his speech, in his walk, in his alum ke mu'min. That this secret is not known. Ke mu'min Qari nazar aata hai, hakikat mein hai Quran. Nobody knows this secret. This Muslim is is a reciter of the Quran. Hearts inside the bodies of the young youth, Muslim youth, nazar aati hai, usko apni manzil asmanon mein. Then he sees his stay in the skies. So this is what Iqbal's doing. This is what Iqbal's trying to achieve. Iqbal's trying to wake people. Iqbal's trying to reconnect them with Allah. Iqbal's trying to reconnect them with the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. What's interesting about Iqbal though, and I think anybody who's got mediocre reading of Iqbal or any mutali'a of Iqbal, you'll find that what's one thing that's very interesting about that, everybody lays claim to Iqbal. Everybody claims him. The Satil, they will also claim Iqbal. Everybody's claiming Iqbal. And there's other people out there who got life as well. There's other people with agendas who will try to show that Iqbal rahimahullah ta'ala lived a very ungodly, very unpious life. That Iqbal, na'uzubillah, was a drunkard. He drank sharab and he did these horrible acts which are haram in Islam. Clearly, these are agendas to tarnish his character, because when you tarnish the character and you character assassinate, the message that he comes with is no longer taken seriously anymore, or is no longer upheld anymore. And Iqbal's message is Allah and His Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So Iqbal, he is claimed by everybody. Everybody lays claim to Iqbal. But Iqbal himself, rahimahullah, what does he say? He says, even as I depart from this world. Some of the couplets, inshallah, I will make just in English, just so that we can get through this, inshallah. There's a lot to get through, yes? Even as I depart from this world, Iqbal says, everyone will say, I knew him. I knew this Iqbal. Iqbal says, but the reality is, none knew me. No one knew who I was. This is Iqbal. If we want to know who Iqbal is, then let's understand Iqbal through Iqbal. Let's see how Iqbal illustrates himself. explains to you himself. Iqbal says, rahimahullah, this is Iqbal. And inshallah, I will try to, in the time I have, to prove this as well, to show that this is truly Iqbal. Iqbal rahimahullah ta'ala says, Dar dile Muslim maqam Mustafa ast. Dar dile Muslim maqam Mustafa ast. In the Muslim's heart is the name of Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. I want to just give you a biographical sketch of Iqbal's academic life. Yes? It's very important to understand who Iqbal was from his academic point of view as well. Yes? In a way, Iqbal rahimahullah ta'ala took, from a very early age, took a very deep interest in Islamic studies as well. Iqbal graduated then later on in English literature. Yes? It was around this time when Iqbal's early poetry started coming out, being published. Like, for example, one of his poems is called Chand. Yes? This is when kind of early poetries began being published, or poems began being published. Yes? And Iqbal, rahimahullah ta'ala, began being considered as a rising star. Yes? After this, Iqbal, rahimahullah ta'ala, he did his MA in philosophy, and he was appointed the lecturer